tease a question that will inevitably be asked by just about everyone, so we're here to give our perspective on whether or not the Andy Rubin-backed Essential phone is actually, well, essential. I'll try my best to keep the essential puns to a minimum. A great build and a really lean software experience bring a lot to any first glance at this phone, but what else does it bring to the table? We're taking a closer look in our Essential phone review. Design. The movement of minimalism, relinquishing all of one's possessions in favor of a life without a ton of frivolity, is strong with the Essential, as easily seen at first glance and in first hold. The blocky design of the phone forgoes overture and fancy curves in favor of an easy-to-hold, accessible build. And with the heft afforded the device thanks to the titanium frame and ceramic shell, there is no questioning the premium nature of this device. Though the highly glossy materials make the phone easily overrun with fingerprints, especially in the dark edition, the sheen and symmetry definitely help keep the phone eye-catching without trying too hard. The symmetrical quality comes down to the lack of bits and pieces strewn about the body. A dual camera lens sits directly opposite the modular connector pins, but underneath that it's just the fingerprint reader and basically nothing else. Essential wanted to make a phone without branding whatsoever, and it has definitely succeeded. This might be one of the cleanest phones we've ever seen, design-wise. Display. And the biggest reason for that design is because the whole phone was made with the screen in mind. Not only did Essential want the screen to be the focal point, they wanted users to feel like they're basically just holding a display. They've achieved this with a Quad HD 1910 aspect ratio screen that sprawls throughout the majority of the front, cut by only a respectable chin and a small dip at the top for the front-facing camera. The feeling of having all this screen available is pretty great and hasn't gotten old yet. It is definitely one of the biggest draws of the Essential. The only real gripe with the display is its IPS LCD nature. A mold would have been a great step up, but that's not to say the IPS doesn't do the job. In fact, its colors have been dialed in fairly well and the display is pretty visible when cranked up under sunlight. There are a few quirks to the display, however. Elements have to reach all the way to the top and sometimes it doesn't quite blend in. This is most noticeable with the heads-up notifications that have a lot of white space until it reaches below the camera. In other cases, it's likely just a matter of time before applications update to accommodate. One such example is in Snapchat, where the text tool is basically impossible to tap on at the top when it's tucked behind the notification area. Performance and hardware. Overall, using the screen for jumping around the Spartan software has been great, thanks to plenty of other essentials that have been kept in mind. The Snapdragon 835 keeps the phone up to date,